And this is the Lighting Essentials Project 52 Essentials group, Wednesday night group. And we're going to be taking a look at the sports portraits here that were assigned. So let's jump in right away here. And what I'd like to do is if you're on the show tonight, I'll bring you on while we're looking at your photograph. And if you're not, you'll be seeing the review as I do the as it's recorded. So okay, so the first shot is this young lady with the tennis thing. Okay, um, let me tell you what I like about it first. I do like your rim light here to give a nice little edge. There's a it's coming down in here as well, uh, but your main light is so high that we're getting the what I call the presentation of the face right here. And we're going very dark in the shadow area. That's then exacerbated, made even more noticeable by it just disappearing down here. So we've lost where her legs go against the background down here. It becomes very dark. So the face almost stands out too much, if you know what I'm saying. It just almost too much face there. So I would be very careful with your light that you can create a, a smoother transition. The light's also fairly hard because we're getting these shadows. This type of shot probably would have called for a little bit softer light. But I do think you've got some good rim light going here. All right, next shot. Electrographer. If that's somebody over there, let me know. If you're here, electrographer, it's somebody's handle that I don't recognize. That would be fine. Okay, this is a taken shot, and what I like about the shot is the backlight. I would actually take it into Photoshop and really bring this up more, because even though we've got this nice backlight, it's not as strong of a presence to really make the shot powerful. We really need to kick that up another stop, really make it bright. That being said, it's not really a portrait in the sense of we didn't make this happen. This is a taken photograph. It's a well taken photograph. There's no doubt about that. But when we're doing a portrait like this, this really does need to be something taken, something made, not taken, something created. There's a lot of creation going on when you do a shot like this. I know that. Choosing the lens, choosing the aperture, getting the right moment, which of course is one of the most important things that we do in photography, is catch the right moment. And all of those things are there, but it's kind of a found shot taken than a made shot. Uh, all right. And I like this one, Nicole. Is this Nicole? Is Nicole? Nicole, you can I like this. Was he posing for you, Nicole, or was he just sort of thinking, "Boy, I'm going to ride this bull for 4 seconds"? Uh oh, I lost your volume there, Nicole. Nope, very slightly. I wonder what happened to the mic. Sounds like you're in the other room. Oh, yeah. Ditch the headset. Go back to the other thing. We'll deal with a little feedback. He's standing out really well from this. Using the, that's a little bit better. Yeah. Well, what I like that the hat is down over his eyes, and he looks like he's really concentrating. Um, That's cool. And your use of long lens, what is this, about 100 or an 85, something like that?
Yeah, I think it was a zoom lens, like a 70 to 150 or something like that.
Yeah, but
70 to
back, yeah,
200 or something.
yeah. So the depth of field helps set him off by keeping that background a little bit soft, helps sets him off, but not so soft that we can't tell that it's a rodeo. And sometimes it's real important. I think that when we use limited depth of field to advantage, it does two things. It helps pull the subject from the background, but it also helps ground the subject, give it some context. And I like the fact that you didn't, blow it all the way out. Cool. Good color too, by the way. It looks like late in the day. Very good. Okay, and we have Chris Dean. All right, Chris. This is a definitely is Christine on here? Nope. Definitely a sports portrait. Yep. Couple things. Uh, some sort of kicker back here, even if it's a reflector, to let him pull out from the background, sometimes can be a pretty good help. You can see how he's kind of lit and then just kind of like meh, melts into the background. And we really would like to get him out. Now, I'm not saying that you need a strobe or anything to do something fake with it, but a little bit of kicker back there may not have hurt this shot at all. I like the way the light's presenting on his face on the bike. Everything's looking good in here. His hand disappearing behind the bike um, handlebars. Almost, it almost looks like his hand becomes the handlebar here. I would really watch out for little things like that. We see this hand. I'm guessing this hand is in his pocket. Um, so if it is, we'd want to either see it in the pocket or get it up here on the handlebars. Good color, by the way, Chris. Um, yeah, I like the horizontal better. I like it. I like it much better. Oh, okay. So he is using a strobe here. He's got a soft box, and then a hard from camera left. Yeah, but we're still with. This is the one I miss more than anything. Is this one over here? This is very nicely lit, Chris. This full shot here is great. Let's see who we're picking up out there. All right. If you're not speaking, please check, make sure that you're muted. So we're hearing somebody doing some stuff out there. All right. So, okay, Chris, I like this one much better. It has much more context. This one, okay, but this one, when we add in this light back here on the tree, really sets off the bike rider and is a much more, I think, effective portrait. No, I'm not crazy about that one. This one's too one dimensional. He's kind of like in the light and everything else is dark. I think the second one is your hit. MJR, okay. MJR, are you on here today? Would that be? I don't see an MJR on here at all. I'm going to unmute Pete there. Pete, you're unmuted there. Okay.
Yeah, what's up?
Well, come on, phone. God, I hate these things. These touch screens, they don't hang up when you beat them to death. Okay, MJR, let's see. MJR2 at the top one here and the second one. I'm going to go probably with the second one. And the reason I'm liking the second one better, MJR, is the first one. We've got his head down, or her head. I don't know what game this is, but head down right about here so it's centered. And there's no reason for this up here. I mean, if there was a reason for it, it would work, but there's no reason. And then we have this very confusing bright blue thing right behind the head. When I come down to the second shot here, much better. We have the head in the middle, but we're also then seeing all the other players back here. So we know that there's some sort of uniform or some sort of game or something going on. As far as a portrait, yeah, I think it works pretty well. Having this, and this is going to be hard when you're doing face plates and stuff, but having this bar cut right through his mouth is problematic for me. I don't know what I'm not really sure what I would do in this kid's situation, because it looks like if you go up to expose the mouth, you're going to put that one in front of the eyes, et cetera, et cetera. So maybe a slight change of angle would have worked. But yeah, I don't. That's unnerving for me. Now the light looks real good. Depth of field use of depth of field is good, and exposure looks like it's right on. We've got plenty of detail up in here, and holding its own in the face. Good. Thad G. Okay. All right, Thad. This is nice with the flare. And there's, you still got some nice texture on the shadow side of this guy. So that's very well done. How did you shoot this?
I was walking down the street past the basketball court, and I just had one light set off to, let me think, off to his left. And I just had him go up and do a dunk, and I just shot it as he was doing it.
Mm-hmm. How many times?
About 5.
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I find between 5 and 8, they'll about but you get up to 10 or 15, they're ready to kill you.
He was a pretty good sport about the whole thing. He
Yeah.
was kind of embarrassed at first, but once he got rolling with it, he was really jamming him home.
Yeah, that's cool. All right, I like your flare. I think that I like this one better, the surfer guy better, because it's more of a portrait of a sports player, where the first one is more of a sports shot itself.
Yeah, I kind of struggled with that because I was trying to determine what made a sports portrait. Was it an action shot, or was it someone posing with sports equipment? So I kind of threw both in there.
Yeah, yeah, and that's probably a great question. What does it mean, and how can we do it? One of the things I wanted to do is to leave it open enough that the people who were doing still life could still do a portrait, a sports portrait, so to speak, with still life. I saw a wonderful shot many, many years ago. God, it was a long time ago, but it was a. And where are you from? You're up in
Maine.
Maine. Okay, so you'll get this. It was a Heisman Trophy, a football, right, and a pair of pantyhose.
Wait a minute, pantyhose?
Pantyhose. You don't get it? Who was it? Who was it? Who was the portrait? It was a portrait of a story about a great quarterback. Who was it? Oh my God. Heidi Bowl.
Who was it?
The Heidi Bowl. Who threw for the Jets on the Heidi Bowl?
Joe Namath.
Joe Namath. Pantyhose when he played.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I guess that's a piece of trivia I missed.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, and that's one of those. Yeah, and like I say, it was a long time ago. Today probably would be unknown, but at the time, really knew who it was. It was.
Oh wow.
It was a wonderful, wonderful photograph. But it was Joe Namath without Joe Namath in it. I once saw a portrait of a cello leaning against a chair, in a little outdoor. What would you call it? Like a sunroom, okay? And the cello's leaning against the chair, and the bow is sitting on the chair, almost as if they're waiting. and that was a portrait of Pablo Casals, who had gotten very ill the day before the portrait had to be made. So Art Kane
Oh,
actually
wow.
just shot the cello and the bow, and it ended up being a fantastic portrait. So,
Oh, wow.
but I like this. I like this a lot. Now this is a Sun and one speedlight or Sun and two.
One.
Good, good, good.
Yeah, I mean, all three of the shots that I have in here were done in really harsh light. It was tough.
Yep. Your third one works as well, by the way. But I like the second one
Right.
better. I think maybe it's, not, and I mean better. I only mean by a little bit better than the bottom
Mm-hmm.
one. But I like this middle one. I love the clouds in it.
Thanks.
Yeah.
What I don't like about the third one is that hot spot on top of his head. I tried
Yeah.
to tone it down, but I just
Yeah, but I'm not sure you have to do that in shots like this. We take all the real life out of the pictures sometimes. That hot
hmm
spot doesn't bother me. I mean, it's bright sun. He's standing
oh
in
yeah.
bright Maine sun. This was taken recently.
Yes.
Yeah,
It was on Memorial Day actually.
yeah. And what was it about 75 degrees, 80 degrees?
Yeah, more like 85.
Really?
Yeah, it does get that warm here.
Wow. Doesn't get much warmer than that, though, does it?
No, not usually.
Yeah. We're 109 today. So.
Oh man. Muting out.
Yep. Nice work. I guess we're going to have to click on this one. When you're putting your shots in, make sure you put in the larger size. Very nice shot. This is, oh, darn it, I forgot who this was. Let's go back and see. This was FJ40 Trout Bum. FJ40 Trout Bum. Okay, a very nice, a very well composed, come on, Flickr, well composed portrait, relaxed, young person. Well, my Flickr is just not working very well. It happens, I guess. It's a shame. See if it comes up here in a minute. It says it's waiting. But I like your light, both sides, very ESPN kind of lighting, cinematic. But really, what works for me so well is that you maintain something in the background, so that the background didn't just die. Okay. I think your lights are to the side, which gives us this great rim light here, but it also shadows the face. And sometimes, um, sometimes it goes too dark. I would go back into Lightroom and see if you could bring up the forehead a little bit, right here on top of the cheeks, maybe the chin, and try this. You've got two lights. If you're already in, if you're in for two, you might as well grab a third, because that third one could come down right here with a grid spot or something to open the face up, and maybe even a softbox, because dark skin and skin alone, any skin is shiny. Dark skin is shiny with a lowered luminance, so a softbox up front would have given her face something very bright to reflect, and given us more along the lines of these tones right in here, which are, looks like they're this thigh or calf really does have something to reflect. That's why it's bright there. So that's I think you could probably do it in Photoshop just a little bit. And I don't mean take away your lighting, because you got your lighting the way you want it. I mean just to bring it up so the chin isn't so dark and that forehead isn't so dark right there. Good shot. And middle DN, Dwayne Middlebrook. Is Dwayne on here tonight? No, John Mather is. We'll unmute John. Dwayne Middlebrook here. Well, you know what? I like. I'm not crazy about the top one, because I don't think this works as a portrait. He really is looking away from us. But the middle one, yeah, there's your kind of sports portrait. Here's the weathered hands from being in the pool in the water. He's got his stopwatch and his whistle. If you put on here, this is, you know, Coach Smith and everybody knows who Coach Smith is, or he's a local or regional or national known guy, this is going to sell beautifully. I mean, this is that kind of detail that very much works. So very good with that. This one, no, not as much. The hand, I think, works really, really well. And Suki went with Suki. Let's see if we get Suki on here. Hi, Suki. Are you there?
Yep, I'm here, Don.
All right. So you went with a portrait of the field. This is right here is probably what someone would see when they're getting on their
Yeah.
mark.
Yep.
Very
So
nice.
that's just a picture of, the track.
Uh-huh.
Just in case you couldn't tell by the first one.
Yeah, that's that new like rubberized stuff, isn't it? Or is that asphalt? Is it?
Yeah, it is. No, it's that rubbery stuff. So it had a lot of texture to it.
Yep. Yep. And so, with a headline that said some great racer's name right across it, you would actually just get it. You'd get the intended. I don't want to use the word joke. I don't mean because it's not a joke. What is it? It's a metaphor.
Yeah.
You get the intended metaphor. Yeah. Cool. Late in the day.
Yeah, it was late in the day. And I just feel like I had so many memories of starting like on that line on a track, in gym class or something, and just looking at that line and kind of letting it fade out to the top. So kind of brought back memories from high school.
Well, good. A photograph that can invoke emotion is a good photograph. Very good. Thank you.
Thanks.
Let's see what Pete has to say. Pete, what is going on here?
That is Dock Dogs. It's a competition where they try to see whose dog can jump the farthest into the water.
Okay.
So they have this dock set up where
sounds about as goofy as
the dog
lawnmower
is sit
racing.
at the end of it, and the owner goes to the end and throws their toy in the water, and the dog comes running and jumps into the water.
Okay. So, is this a portrait of the dog?
Yeah.
All right. We got to drop that background out of focus. We can really see the dog, really get the dog coming forward. Clip your dog out in Photoshop, and then take the background and do one of those, what's it called, film blur or lens blur?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, do a lens blur and get this. This part here can be a little bit in focus like you got here, but we just cannot have the background. It's just really, it's killing the dog, is what it's doing. And open up the dog just a little bit there. Cool. And I like the great editorial type catch here. Get the guy getting sprayed by the dog, shaken off. Cool. What lens did you use on this?
28-135. My kit lens.
Mm-hmm. And that's 135.
Camera that day.
It's a 5.6, right?
Was that?
It's a 5.6, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. While I was standing next to the guy shooting the 70 to 200 2.8.
Yeah, but was he shooting at 2.8?
Well, I wasn't, but I was standing next to a guy that had a 70 to 200 2.8.
Yeah, but we still don't know whether he was shooting at a 2.8.
No, we don't. But
no.
I was.
Are you Nikon or Canon?
I'm Canon.
Canon. I just saw the 70 to 200 2.8 non-stabilized is at Amazon for $1,200.
Yeah, stabilization is only an extra $1,000.
Yeah, I would never pay $1,000 for stabilization. I figure we are less than 2 years away from stabilized in the body. Plus, with the new Photoshop, unless you're way off, you're going to correct it in Photoshop. Photoshop has camera blur correction now. That is so amazing that it
Wow.
take your breath away. So no, I wouldn't spend $1,000 for that. All right, and who's up next here? We have Tracy Sutherland. Tracy on here. Oh, she's not. This is a beautiful shot, Tracy. Great shot. Love the light. All this little interplay of light and stuff going on down here. This is fun. Good portrait. Great background. Very Zen garden kind of thing going on here, and well lit. Got some nice sharp shadows, so things have a nice edge to them, and that has a real, to me, a very modern look to this photograph. Very good. Very good. Robert Earl. Robert's not on here tonight either. Sorry. Yeah, Robert, this is a caught shot. We need a portrait. We need one of these. If you're going to shoot a runner, she's got to be reacting to you, because this is a sports shot, not a portrait. And you know, good catch with the focus. So that's good. But yeah, we really need to get in and get that shot, kind of like this one, like SD Baker. Is SD on here tonight? SD Baker. No. Ivan is. Ivan, I'm going to unmute you, so if you'll mute yourself. So SD Baker, we have a fighter in the gym. And I like the top shot. I think it's pretty good. Decent portraiture, but I really, really like the second shot. I like the body language. I like the wall, because when you think of a gym, and this is absolutely a great gym shot. We got the ropes coming across the wall, the gloves, and very interesting, nice light. Looks like we've got a cone coming down here and a cone coming down here, unless that's just the bricks themselves. I can't really tell. But we've got a nice, large main light over here somewhere. See, we can see the shadow just practically gone by the time it gets to the wall. So that's a pretty good size light to be able to wrap around there. It's a fun shot of a fighter or a boxer, and it works really well. Good job. Hanson M. Okay, took a sports portrait, still life sports portrait. And wow, I really love this light coming through and using the racket itself as a background. The shadow is a background element. That's very cool. Good light with you. I see you've flagged it off. So right here is really nice. Somebody's not muted.
It's me.
Yep, there you go. Yeah, it's floating around there somewhere, Marissa, on your screen. It looks like a little microphone. You just click it and it puts a line through it.
Okay.
Yeah, good. Hanson, he shows us how he did a little cross processing on it, which I like a lot. I think it's more interesting than this one. Yep. Damian Powell. Damian. Okay, Damian. Not on here. Wow, what a nice shot, Damian. Letting the background be very bright and very hot, giving us a nice feel for the chrome in here. Look how nicely lit that is. Yeah, Damian, that works very well. And I know that Damian is really into bikes, so that works very, very well. Excellent still life shot. Yeah, wow, look at the set. Look what it took to do this shot. That's very cool. Damian, great job. Great job. Okay. F11. All right, do we have F11 on here today? F11. Nope. Okay. Wow, beautifully lit there, F11. I don't know if you actually shot it at F11, but um, wonderful control of depth of field. So we're sharp all the way from here to here. So really brought it everything in, and the little highlight around the weights really does give me a nice feeling for it. I like the way you've caught light on both sides of the bevel on the bigger weights. Nice highlights for shape on the lower weights. Overall, very very good solid shot. Very good solid shot. Oh, and thanks for the behind the scenes. Appreciate it. GKMB. Are you on here tonight, GKMB? No? Top shot again is kind of a there shot. The boot shot. Okay, yeah. The boot shot, boy, that lighting on the boot shot doesn't do anything for me. It's just really kind of like it's hard, and then this goes really dark back here. This kind of lighting can work if you'd thrown a light back there. So it's everything's wide open. It becomes a very modern style, almost a fad, but yeah, still life maybe for it. But then we got the girl up at the top. Yeah, it's it's a shot of her jumping with her beautiful horse, but I don't know if it's a portrait in that way. So yep, keep at it. Tammy shot the portrait of a medalist swimmer, and I like how you did the serpentine stuff here, Tammy. Are you there? Tammy, wake up. It's 3 a.m. where Tammy is. We're going to be doing some weekend work for Tammy and the folks that are in Europe that are on this program. There'll be just so few of us that will just hello. All right, Tammy, I like your background, the kind of the watery, liquidy highlights and darks that give it kind of a water background. Great serpentine with your metals and all the ribbons and things.
Can you hear me?
I can now.
Oh, okay, it was a button. It's 3 a.m. You just be happy this isn't a video interview.
Well, I'm going to start working with you guys in Europe. We're going to do an early morning broadcast on Saturdays. So it'll only be like depending on how many people let me know. So if there's only 3 of you, we'll do it once a month, but we'll look at all 3 of your images for the month, if you get what I'm saying. So that you don't
That'd be cool, yeah.
Yeah, so you don't have to be up in the middle of the night. So there may be one more middle of the night, and then we'll be on to the new plan, all right?
Okay, I just psyched myself up for this one. Okay, I'm going to do this one, and it's going to go back to bed again.
this is really nice work. Big softbox?
No, I've got a BTS underneath there. It's just out on our porch.
Okay.
If you scroll about down a bit, it's natural light. There's a diffuser blocking the direct sun and the reflector.
Yeah.
See that back again.
That diffuser? That's a softbox now.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Because you took your big sun and turned it into a diffuser. Yeah, beautifully, nicely done, nicely lit. I like the fact that you're using that shiny reflector on the left side. That's what's given us. I was wondering where this really specularly kind of highlight was coming from, and that's what it's coming from. It's coming from that big sort of wrinkly reflector.
Yeah, well, I like that too because it wasn't. I needed to open up the front of it again, and then what I really liked too was the reflector reflecting back into the goggles, making it look like water.
Yes, yeah, really well done.
Thank you.
Super well done.
Thank you.
Very much like the shot. Good job. And we have a nice use of open space. And it works so well, Tammy. I don't know if it's because of the serpentines that you've got working here, but everything that space right here just feels comfortable to me.
I think I was really in doubt about how to place the goggles. I wanted I wanted it to be simple, and I wanted kind of things a little bit off camera, things going out of the frame, but I wanted like the swoosh of the ribbons kind of repeating the swish of the goggles there.
Yeah, well, it does very well.
Thank you.
Good job.
Thank you.
And let's see what else we got here. Ivan, okay. Yeah, all right, cool. Dropped all the background out of focus with the long lens, Ivan. What are you, about 200 here? Did Ivan leave?
Yeah, sorry, what was that?
You about a 200 millimeter lens?
Nope, I'm here. Yeah, 7200.
Yeah, so are you all the way out of 200 or just somewhere out in the 150?
I think I'm not quite at 200. I can look it up. I think I'm probably about 150.
Yeah.
I shot it at 2.8.
Yep. The farther out you go, the more it drops off, faster and faster.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Okay, so sports portrait, Lady Batter. And what is it? Natural, just sunlight?
That's it. Coming over my shoulder. Yep. Evening long light.
All right, cool. So is that a friend of yours, or?
Yeah, she's a co-worker. She plays in a mixed old folks league.
Excellent.
And I just thought I'd go out and have some fun with it. That's all. It was just a total lark.
Yeah, well, sometimes
I wanted something a little bit different. I didn't want to, like, the Hamilton Tiger Cats are in training camp. I could have gone down there and shot the pros. I really didn't want to do that. I wanted something to have fun with.
Cool. All right. Well, looks like you guys had a good time. All right. So we have Lily here. Lola takes pictures. Lily, we have. Okay, Lily, this works real well. Lily, you're out there? Yep. This is a sports portrait for sure. Nice touch with the other skateboards in the back. So we get an idea that she has multiple skateboards for multiple skateboard reasons. Very nice. And you're behind the scenes. There it is in the garage. Shoot through with and what's the hard light doing there? I see we've got a bear one over there. What's the hard light doing? Is that the background?
Yeah, that was aimed. I played around with that one, going for the background and then the back of her head, and then it just went all over.
I think it looks to me like the shot you chose, it's actually going past her and just getting the background on her shadow side, which is a nice touch and gives it good dimension. We have this lighter area here and a darker area here, even though she's lit from this side. So we have the lit arm against the shadow background and the shadow arm against the lit background. That gives us dimension. It also makes the whole shot become more lively, so to speak. Very good. Solid. That's your daughter again?
Oh, yeah, she's my model. I have to keep paying her. She's costing me a fortune now.
Well, just buy her another skateboard. Very good. And we have John Mather, and this is a photograph John just recently shot. And John, you're on. Unmute yourself and tell us about this shot. Now, John, are you there? I believe this is a rather famous sports figure in where John lives, and did a really nice job. Olympic gold medalist. He did a really nice job. This was a real coup for him to get this gig. Nice light, John. The subtle light on this guy's face is just really, really good. Looks like a large softbox or a large umbrella coming across here. Everything is lit up very well. He looks great. I think that this type of suit is going to wrinkle like this. There's nothing you can do about it. It's the type of material it is. That's the only thing I would always watch, is try to get as few as possible. And in this particular case, it's not too bad. Maybe I would open this one up. Just a little shadow right there. Open that up. But very good shot, John. And placing him here where he's in between the light area and the dark area is great, because it's another leading line. So we got leading lines, and then of course we have the light and dark leading line right into where he separates it. So looks like tacos and pizza, my favorite chow. All right, very good. Well, that's the critique, and we still have some time left for questions and comments, and what people are up to. So let's find out. Anybody have a question or comment?
Don, I actually have something I've been wanting to ask for a while, but haven't had a chance to ask.
Lay it on me.
Well, it goes back a couple of weeks ago when I had that picture of my son holding a sign out on the street.
Yes.
And you said that it was too flashy. And I really struggle with, sometimes lighting my subjects so that sometimes they end up too flashy. Is there like a rule of thumb or something for that, or?
No, not really a rule of thumb. That shot, if I remember right, the background was very dark, and he was, lit by flash, which is, of course, what your lighting tool was. And my only comment would have been to, just bump that shutter speed up, taking it so it's lower and lower and lower, so that you got more of that ambient behind him, and reduce the look of it being real flashy, to it being just a little bit filled, or a little bit of extra key or anything like that. But to have it go really dark, and I think there were trees and a building, and they were just black, and that's when, to me, it looks like flash. Even if it's not on camera, it just has that sort of flash thing.
Well, my thought was that the background was really cluttered, and I wanted him to kind of stand out.
Oh, he will. He will. You need to. What you need to do is to. Are you using a tripod, Lily?
No.
Okay. Let me suggest to all of you, if you've got one, use it, because when we have the camera hanging around our neck, and we start doing our testing, we're testing from a different point every time. We take a shot, and then we look at it, and we go, oh, the light's a little bit, the light's not quite right. We take the next one, and I've seen people kneel down to take the second test shot, or, zoom in to take the third test shot. And what I think you need to do is to put it on the camera and then do a set of exposures. So let's say, I think you were at, if I remember right, you were at 125th of a second. And so you would take that exposure and go to 100, 80, 60, 50, 40, 30, all the way down with that strobe, and then be able to put a jacket over your head or something to get in there and look at that ambient light, the mix of ambient with the daylight, in the same shot. So it's like if you roll it, it looks like a movie. It just goes, the background gets lighter. That, I think, is the most important thing to do, so that you can see all the variations of that background, and how much your strobe does it. Now, you have a Sekonic meter, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Not Sekonic, but yeah, I have a meter.
Oh, you don't have the Sekonic? Which one do you have?
No, I have a Gossen.
Is it a fairly new one?
Oh gosh, it's probably about 5, 6 years old.
Okay, check your Gossen. Get your the manual that came with it, and check it and find where the setting is, where it will tell you the blend of ambient and strobe. So you'll
Okay.
get like on the Sekonics, they have it when you have that setting, it'll say, okay, with this shot at the f-stop you're using, say f11, it would say 80% flash and 20% ambient. And then as you move your shutter wheel down, it'll say 80% flash, 20% ambient. Then it'll go to 70%, 30, and then 60. So you can start to see where your flash mixes with the ambient. That's a
Oh.
really powerful tool that I rarely see anybody ever using.
Huh.
Okay, hold on, John. Let me get back in here. Okay, John, I've unmuted you.
Okay, can you hear me?
Say it again.
Can you hear me okay now?
I can indeed.
Okay, cool. No, I just had to reset my microphone. It wasn't working.
Cool. Lily, grab that and let us know. Would you let me know back up online
Okay.
whether you were able to figure that out, find that, or if it doesn't have it. If it doesn't have it, then we'll have to do a different test. And it'll be easy to do. You can do a real simple test right outside your door this week. Just get somebody to stand outside the door, and you're going to just do like 10 shots of them. Bang, 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 and you're done. And you can go in and look at those ratios. Okay.
The
Okay.
Gossams don't have that feature, Don.
They don't?
No, I've got a Gossam Digi Pro F and it doesn't have that feature.
Okay.
That's the same one I have. Yeah, I
Yeah,
have
it doesn't
that
have the light
Pro.
mixing ratio.
Yeah.
That's a shame. Okay, so you're going to have to go ahead and do the test then. Okay.
Maybe it's time to upgrade my meter.
No, that's a very fine meter. No. No. Yeah, you just get. I'm going to have you do this test. Okay. Then you can do the test. I'll put it up on Flickr in the next tomorrow sometime. I'll put up on Flickr what I want you to do, and anyone else who wants to do the same test can do it. Okay.
Okay,
then you
thank
can
you.
actually see that blend. Because as you do make the shutter speed brighter, longer, you
Yeah.
will start to add to your ambient on the front of the subject. So your flash then starts to become too powerful. So at some point, you're going to have to cut your flash back again, if you see what I'm
Okay.
saying.
Yeah, I
From
understand.
100 to an 80 probably isn't going to see anything, but you just get down to like a 30 to a 15th of a second, and all of a sudden your subject is now looking like they're blown out because there's so much ambient coming in that the strobe is adding to the ambient and blowing it out. So
Okay.
cool. All right, Lilydale.
Okay.
Very good. And John, there's your shot there. So why don't you tell us about this shot? That was pretty fun thing you got to do.
Yeah, I was pretty excited about doing that. I was given, in the end, I was only given 10 minutes with him, and it was shot in his restaurant, which they were supposed to be closed, but it actually turned out to be open, and I had absolutely no room. So for the lighting, I kept it really simple. I just used my 45cm beauty dish and used the sock on it. So it was small, lightweight, so I could move it around for various shots. So this one was just basic 45 degrees to camera right, lighting across, and feathered, so I think it was sitting basically on top of the table, and so I got a little bit scraping along that white background, but fading off across the dark on his right hand side.
Yeah. The thing about the portrait is I just really like the dimension that you've caught here. Very nice. It's got a nice feel to it. But they gave you 5 whole minutes, huh?
Yeah, 5 minutes. I stretched it out to 10.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing.
That's all I had. So I had to get a dozen shots of some. I've got shots with just the food and various shots of him. So
yep, and that's the way it is these days. And the more the more important or busy the celebrity is, the less time you have. They get pulled a lot of different ways, and Now, a lot of them have been burned by photographers that don't know what they're doing. So, oh, could you stand over here? Or how about over here? Or let's do this. They don't have time for that. And so,
Yeah.
you start getting these kind of insane things. But, if it was easy, John, everybody would do it. I mean,
That's right.
and so that's what the ability to roll with the punches and to pull that shot out. Ivan shoots musicians, and he has lots of parameters around what he can and can't do because they're playing on stage, and you just can't come back and say, oh, didn't get it, cause that no one cares. You got to get it. So nicely done.
Thank you very
Nicely
much.
done.
John, I just want to add, that's a great photo. I really have enjoyed looking at that, so congrats.
Thank you. It was a real good score for me to get that, my first celebrity shoot. So I'm excited for what that might lead for my future. So
Yeah.
If I can jump in there, John, that is just a great shot. That looks like a silk suit.
yes, it is.
I think I would have tended to have him more, I would have tried to get him with straighter arms to eliminate some of the wrinkles. The wrinkles in the suit kind of juxtapose against the money that he's holding.
They're playing cards.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
Sorry, it looked like money.
Oh, yeah, it's money. It's printed on the back. He wanted this shot. This was the shot he had to have.
Yep.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah,
Nicely
yeah.
done.
And with a
Really
silk,
great
with
photograph.
a silk suit, there's almost nothing you can do for these wrinkles.
No, there isn't.
No, it's just going to do it. And and that and when you said it looks like a silk suit, that's why. I mean, really, I mean that's why.
It is a silk suit.
That's what a silk suit does. When you
Yep.
Yeah, if it was
You also notice in conjunction with the back wall that he's leaning. The reason for that is that when he spun out over, I got him to shift his body weight over on that side because he's actually sitting on a really big lime green ugly chair.
oh
That was showing through from the back, and that's why his arms are in close to try and hide any of that chair coming through.
well,
I think we should all have a pizza in John's honor for getting that.
yeah, absolutely. What? By the way, it looked to me like pizza and tacos. What is this going on over here?
Yeah, that is a taco. It's
Oh,
a chicken taco of some sort.
In
Soft taco
Australia.
shell. This is his version of a man's high tea was the brief. He wanted the Great Gatsby meets high tea, so men casual suits with man food, so tacos, pizza. And because it was shot for a charity, the McGrath Foundation, which is big for breast cancer, no alcohol was allowed in the shot at all, so no alcohol. Otherwise, there would have been beer in there.
I wonder how many years ago it was that you wouldn't be able to find a taco anywhere but the Southwest and Mexico. And now, everywhere I've ever been in the world, there's taco shacks. That's really interesting. The globe is shrinking.
Oh,
I
John,
got a
you'd be
cute-
surprised. It's only been recently that people up here in Illinois have started adding green chilies to their hamburgers. My friends had never heard of that until we told them about it.
Well, I always threaten to. Actually, I'll let you guys all know. I mean, I wanted to move up there to Maine and open a street taco stand in Bar Harbor. Just I figured I could work 5 months out of the year and the rest of the time come back to Phoenix and be in the warmth, and in the summertime go up there and do street tacos. Because I make a mean street taco.
I got a cute story for you about food. There's a fella here in Hamilton, Ontario. That's in Canada. Has started He started a little thing where he was teaching his kids how to make Caribbean food, and it spread like wildfire across Twitter, and YouTube picked him up. They're doing all his production for him, and so now his goal is now to make Caribbean food as well known as Mexican and Italian and Chinese.
Wow. Yeah, that'd be cool. That would be cool.
Just one thing I wanted to add about this shot,
Yeah.
Don, is you're talking about how you chose that background with the leading lines.
Hmm.
The actual reason why I chose this composition and this background is if you read the font, the type on the background, it just blends in with the cards,
Oh, okay.
being shilling, legal tender, and he's
Oh, okay.
holding money playing cards.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I couldn't. I saw the legal tender, but I didn't put that together with the cards. Yeah, yeah. I think you did a good job. I think this you're in the pro group, right, John?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so you just jumped into here to show off with your wonderful shot.
No, I jumped in here because this is one of the only live meetings that I can get on.
Ah. Oh, so you can't do the Monday night one?
No, Monday's a really bad day for me at work because I'm at work right now.
Okay.
So I'm
All right,
keeping this
well,
very quiet from the boss.
I'll tell you what. You just you could stay. You just stay here. Then, if this is one that you can make, stay here. You just put your, if you don't mind having your pro shot critiqued twice, just stick it in here. That way, you can be a part of this group. Stick it on the other one, and stick it here. And I don't think anybody minds. I'm sure they don't mind. All right, very good.
Nice.
Any other questions, folks?
We don't want no stinking pros here.
Oh, they're nice. We are.
I wish I called myself a pro.
Let me make an announcement here that everybody needs to hear. On July 1st, we are going to leave Flickr and move to Facebook in a private group. Flickr has become so old and staid. We don't have any notifications. We can't really do much of anything here as smooth as Facebook. And I know some people don't want to have Facebook accounts. Well, you don't really have to. Just create one so you can join the group. You don't have to use Facebook. But the announcements where someone can put something up, it really hit home with me today. I went up to one of these Flickr boards. I think it was the Pro, and someone had asked a very important question about a job that was coming up, and I had just missed it yesterday. I just missed it, and I felt really bad that I was too late getting back. And that's because we have to come into Flickr, open it up, check and see if there's anything new. There's no notifications. It's just terrible. The photographs are going to be handled in the same way that we're doing the pro photographs over there. And then I'm looking at how we can create in Flickr it's called an album. So we can all put our pictures in the album there and then put them in line for critiquing and things. So I think it'll be a way better solution than Flickr has become and give us more real-time community kind of feel. Flickr is, everywhere I'm looking, Flickr is slowing up drastically, and yet Facebook is just amazing. I can post a photograph on Flickr and get 3 comments, and I have 7,000 people in this group alone, and I think I have something like, I want to say 100 and something thousand people following me. I can post a photograph and get 3 comments, and I'll post it on Facebook where, it's nowhere near those numbers, and get 20 comments. So the old staid sort of way of doing Flickr is starting to get in the way of us doing our thing. So anybody have any comments about that? Does that make sense?
Don, I have a comment, although that does make sense to me.
Sure.
Not to change your mind, but I use real simple syndication bookmarks so that I can tell the most recent topic in the Flickr group.
Mm-hmm. But it's
That's
not.
just the.
But you're not notified.
No, it doesn't notify me. I
Yeah.
have to physically
Yeah.
click on the bookmark link. It does show me the most recent comments, but it doesn't.
After being on a couple of Facebook groups that I have since quit, um, the the ability to get that ping is so important for community, because if someone's having an issue or needs somebody to take a look at something, it's instantaneous on Facebook. And it doesn't mean, and you can turn it off so it doesn't go on your phone. I hate it when it comes on my phone. I don't have time for that phone stuff. So I just turn it off for my phone alerts. But when I'm sitting here and I get pinged because somebody has a question or somebody posted something, it's so much more intrinsically easy to deal with than having to remember 3 times a day to go open up Flickr or my RSS or something, and then see if it's been updated. So and
Well,
we're going to be
classic
it's going to
example
be
of
a
this
private
is
group, so you don't have to participate in Facebook. We're just going to use their technology for the group. I think it might be the
and
absolute best way to go. Yeah.
and Don, even on this meetup, I couldn't talk. It was through Facebook that I contacted you and got instant
Yeah.
unmuting, even though I posted it as a question on
Yeah.
GoTalk.
Yeah, and the questions on GoToWebinar, they come in like every 5 minutes,
So,
instead of like being in real time. Where if we're on Facebook, we've got real time. Plus, we have Facebook has the ability for people to chat with each other, and I think that would be a cool feature for us as a community to be able to do some quick little chats or what have you with the Facebook technology. So I'm going to create the group in mid-June and see if we can get some intrepid souls over there to see how it works. And then we'll make a mass exodus at one time, so no one is left behind or confused or anything like that over there. Those of you who want to continue here, I mean, Lighting Essentials isn't going to go away. So those of you who want to continue here, not a problem, as long as you're got your shot over on the Facebook page. So actually not on the Facebook page, on the upload page. So I think it'll be so much better. I looked at Ning. I looked at Google Plus. I don't know why I looked at Google Plus, but I still did. And really nothing offered the complete package that Facebook did. That being said, if you guys have any other suggestions, that would be great. But I think that the whole community here is slowing down, and I think much of it has to do with Flickr and the just sort of old technology that doesn't keep us informed, and not only informed but keep us in communication. I'd love to see Ivan's iPhone shots from when he's out shooting at a band, or when Brett's shooting a runway show. Click off an iPhone shot and have it appear right there in the group, so we could all feel more connected. So that's my thought. All right. Anything else? Quiet group?
We're tired.
I know. I know. I
Hey,
wish
Don, it's Pete.
I wish I could yeah, Pete.
Check your mail. I'm still having problems with the password. So.
Okay. Interesting. Can you when you're logged in, you can't see any of the users, can you?
No.
Okay. I'll figure out what to do.
I don't mean to hijack this for that.
That's all right. We'll Skype here. If I can't figure it out, we'll Skype in a few minutes. All right.
All right. Sounds good.
All right. All right, folks. Well, I'm gonna let you go. Have a great rest of your Wednesday evening, and I'll see you next week.
Thanks, Don.
Night all. Thanks, Don.
See ya.
Thanks.